I love this case.
Yeah, I can just imagine this. Like, Blitz is probably just pacing back and forth, be like, I don't want to wait 2 weeks. I don't want to wait 2 weeks at all.
Come on, pal. We got to do it at least once every other week.
I couldn't help it that my ear was infected.
How dare you get your ear
Out of
infected?
here right now, by the way, better.
Day it started.
Alright, we're live. How's everybody doing? Let's
Hello.
destroy this
Hello.
trial.
Oh.
Welcome to your doom. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, give me 1 sec real quick and then we'll start.
Welcome to the pain. Winston Pain.
What if Winston Payne back in the day was actually Max Payne? That's a throwback game.
The throwback.
I think I played like the first one for a minute. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so I can hear. See, I'm in the stream right now, and I can hear everybody.
Alright, can you hear the music? It just started playing.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, I hear it.
Alright, perfect. Let me get into my my surfer dude voice. Adrian did it.
That's what it looks like.
Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. Let me get the counter.
Yeah, where's the counter?
It's
Where's the
buried under
counter?
all this D&D stuff.
Where's the counter, dude? And I can just imagine Ongar be like, hold on, let me call the counter real quick.
Yeah. Let me grab that counter real quick. Hold on.
Blitz, I don't know. Does anyone else hear Blitz like muffled?
He does, actually.
Yeah.
I'm muffled. Hold on, this was happening last night and I fixed it.
Like, don't put a towel over your mic.
It must have been because there was a towel over my mic. Is it better?
I just think.
Testing, testing.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
7, 8, 9.
What's up, Ayumu? Guess what? What?
Oh, I'm gonna let her tell you.
Oh? I think
know.
just based on that, does it mean Dreamlight Valley is free now?
No.
Oh.
I wish. I wish.
I would jump on that.
Would jump on that.
Alright, so the dude counter is +1. Oh, Ayumu, I saw. Congratulations. I saw that.
Yeah. She hit 1K.
Let's go. You deserve it.
Oh, congratulations, Yumu.
1K.
1K hype.
It's over 900. Nah, that doesn't sound right at all.
It's over 999. Let's see. Alright, the dude has been added, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26 right now.
You still sound muffled. I don't know why.
That's weird.
Looks like we're having technical difficulties.
What about now?
Already.
Joy.
Is it better?
No.
No.
Damn it.
He probably has a pile of towels over at the mic stand.
Let's see. So if I sounded muffled this whole time, you guys didn't tell me until I went live?
I played the 5th.
I plead the fifth.
No.
I plead the 5th.
Overruled!
Overruling
I'm the
your
judge.
fifth.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna be
That's
free.
true. That's true. Blitz is full on judge this case.
Alright, let me make sure my audio is not like getting picked up twice by anything, because that would be weird. It's just getting picked up by the mic. And the desktop audio is playing the music, so... It's still the same? Testing, testing. What if I put it right in my face? Is this better?
A little, I think.
Testing, testing.
Yeah, it still sounds a little bit muffled, but it sounds a lot better.
Alright, we're gonna go with that. I don't have another mic, and this one's just old.
Okay. We're gonna go with that.
Maybe the mic is trying to get the better of you.
Maybe. Just all the characters I have have a little cold today, that's all. All the characters I'm voicing. Alright, so we said this. It sounds good? Perfect.
In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you.
A mountain of evidence?
I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you.
Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let some sort of scandal ruin that. Alright, so there's one refreshing and one more dude.
I forgot we got one for refreshing.
Yep.
Too.
I forgot we had that one too.
I understand.
Who's that?
I don't think it's
believe
me.
that's
Well, it's almost time.
Mia!
Acquittal today.
All I heard was acquittal today.
Yeah, all I heard was.
We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know.
Discord hates me, we know this.
I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going.
Beep, beep, beep.
Tim,
Beep.
this is right. Phoenix right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For myself, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? Hope it's not a bomb. You'll figure it out once the trial opens, even if you don't like my gift. I expect you to graciously accept it and win today's contest, if you please. But wait!
No.
Wait.
Beep.
Cannot present me a present?
Phoenix starts tearing up. He's the only one that remembered my birthday. The killer. Mr. Lawyer Dude? Who was that?
No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything.
That was another dude.
Yeah, I
so-
got it. And then this one too.
You
Dude?
do not see anything.
Dude, did your nose just get longer? Are you Pinocchio?
Get longer.
Are you Pinocchio? No, he's in the third game, actually. Although we did have a puppet.
From the last case.
True.
I'm Stewie Griffin.
No, you're done. You exploded too many times. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Ungard. Did I say that right? Ungardy? Are the prosecution and defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? What did you do?
I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me?
You're alright, go ahead. Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? What's up, Flan?
Prosecutor Von Karma has. This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman.
What?
Shot?
I've been shot.
Yeah, you're dead.
Now I'm not dead. Somehow.
You do it on your own, and you're doing the trilogy? Yo, same. And you're on the same case? Let's go. Have you played them before, or is it your first time going through?
I think this is the present that the man was talking about.
What a nice present.
Is present? So he really is a delibird.
So he forgot my birthday, too?
Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she disappeared, this would be to your advantage.
This is totally insane.
It's the same rule as in school. If they don't show up in 5 minutes, you can just leave.
But Miss Von Karma, is she alright?
I don't have that answer.
He's alive and in stable condition.
That's good. Whew. You're...
Thought he showed up.
Your Honor.
You played them like 5 years ago? I think I play them like every year. I love the games. First time I wanted to replay it. Oh, that's cool.
Due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edwards, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally.
Why is he on the... Okay. Gotta move to your stand, bud.
I will be a witness.
Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery.
Right where her father was shot.
Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Ungard.
Dude. The court acknowledges the prosecution.
Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand.
Oh, hell yeah. Also, the killer didn't do his research because Edgeworth is a much better prosecutor than Von Karma is.
She lost, what, her, like, last 3 cases?
Yeah, she's 0-3.
Witness, your name and occupation.
My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir.
Detective Gumshoe.
The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Put your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facts of this case, we must start with that.
Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight.
Yeah. It would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent.
Thanks a lot, The Killer. You made this much harder, actually.
By the way, I'm gonna switch to PC real quick. Give me a moment.
Yep.
Okay.
So he was struggling for interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth.
Let me copy your homework, Edgeworth.
Oh my god.
You just have to wait? Oh, that makes sense, because, like, it's still fresh in my head when every time I play it, but I tend to just do things on loop, so it's fine. I always enjoy it. I've only played the trilogy, though. I haven't played anything else, so we're going to be doing all the games eventually. I'll go ahead, because it's just Gumshoe for a second. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, I feel like he would say it wrong, Juan Corrida, was found... I know, but Gumshoe would say it wrong.
Oh.
Juan Corrida was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Corrida. Juan Corrida. After that award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes. Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
There's only one fact. There's a couple of facts that stood out.
Alright, which ones?
Alright, keep going. Keep going. This one.
Hold it! Cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest?
I thought it was Corrida, pal. Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal.
Oh man, why am I having audio issues?
I can barely hear you, yeah. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here, to this bandana. I almost said banana. Oh god, I am the judge. Banana. Banana.
Banana glove again.
It looked like a bunch of bananas he was carrying around. They were so yellow. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Oh, yes, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Oh my god.
Knew that was coming.
Then, what about the knife?
It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
So it wasn't a murder.
We have a crafty murderer on our hands here.
Put this in my pocket.
Give me one sec. Oh, everybody wants to message me as soon as I start streaming. Alright. So let's check out what we got.
Press this one.
Oh,
Hold it! And why do you think that?
because it was empty, pal.
Boys, I can't hear anything.
You're very low. I can barely hear you.
I can hear you, Sonic.
The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? Did I solve the case? We thought of that too, but
But only the victims, huh?
Yeah, Juan. I see. Ah, so much for my theory then.
Gonna put this updated guitar case in my pocket.
Yep, we take it out so he can update it, and then we put it right back in our pocket.
This one. Press on this one.
Hold it. What convinced you it had nothing
Alright
to
guys,
do with
I
the
have
case?
technical difficulties here if you guys can hear me.
I can hear
Yeah, I know.
I can hear you.
Looks like my voice works, but I can't hear.
you. The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana.
Banana?
Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to the next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him.
Comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing.
Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir.
It looks like my voice can be heard, but I'll figure out how I can make it. I'll figure out how to get audio into my headphones.
I'm trying to see if I can make you louder on my side, but you're at max volume. Matt Engarde and Juan Carida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Engarde's... How would he say it? He wouldn't say it right. It's hard to say that wrong. Hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
Wait a minute.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing? It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir.
Turns out I had
This
a
knife in my pocket.
Give me that knife.
Keep a knife in your pocket. By the way, I had a dum-dum moment.
Oh.
So I had this dial thing on my headphones. It was turned all the way down.
Oh,
I
that'll
couldn't
do
hear
it.
Anybody.
I can't hear anyone!
We're good.
The
We're
voice
good.
is in my head.
No, like, I couldn't hear anything. There was no voices in my head. I just couldn't hear anybody. We're good.
Yep. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? No, sir, that's ketchup. Yes, and we all know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir.
What? I'm gonna put this button in my pocket.
Hey, stop taking all that evidence, pal. We need that.
Right.
Where'd that guitar case go? All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right?
No.
I wish there was an option.
I'll find the hole in your argument somehow.
Mia, help
Already
me.
found it.
You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions.
listen, those questions are the reason you're not undefeated anymore, alright?
Okay. So, I need you to present something.
Okay, which testimony?
Not on this statement. I need you to keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going. You're good. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
Good. Stop there. Alright, present. Okay, let's take a look at that knife that we just got. Present it. Gatewater is
Objection.
engraved on.
Yep.
Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant...
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at this handle of this knife, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh, Gumshoe, you big idiot. I love you.
Gumshoe, oh my god.
That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Yep.
The murder knife was actually property of the hotel. Which means this murder was not premeditated.
Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What?
What are you up to?
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this.
But I didn't... Oh...
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Carito's room.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect.
Dang it.
The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? The Gatewater Hotel.
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Man on Guard.
Oh no.
Especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing. Perhaps, is it a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Madonguard's knife was missing. Mr. Madonguard has gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
Seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning.
That was a fabulous point. Oh,
It's supposed to be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it.
Boy. Now what?
a murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can simply say that any further deliberation is a waste of your honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not yet shown?
It's not yet shown. He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
Alrighty, Yumu, have fun. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
Well...
I mean, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now.
Oh, like every other time in existence in this game?
If we answer with something wrong here,
that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
You're excited that Lexi plays it too? She definitely does. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
I actually do.
Does he, though?
We do.
There's one.
That wine glass.
One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
The wine glass.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. Let's just move on to the third game.
No!
However, I'm giving you one chance, and only one.
What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here.
You have to clean the Cheshire Cat? Oh no.
Oh no.
If I mess
Oh,
this
no.
up, it's curtains for all of us.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh damn! That's a one-hit KO.
Full penalty phase.
You may now present one, and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court?
wine glass.
It's my badge.
No!
Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
Take that!
This is a wine glass, is it not?
Please, look at this photo of the crime scene one more time.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken. His makeup is all over the floor. These are all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration.
Huh?
Well, what do you all have to say?
Ah, well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it, Your Honor?
your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there's no special meaning to that glass.
What?
It's said to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright?
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking?
There's no way.
If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty.
They might just fall for it if you're provoking enough. Ooh, please.
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proved it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What?
You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this flying glass escaped my notice?
Then...
Of course it's been thoroughly expected. Or fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
There was only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews.
Huh, me.
What? I had to take this wine glass out, update it, and put it back in my pocket.
That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
I can't believe I fell into another trap. I activated his trap card.
You keep activating my trap cards, right? You're so careless. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corita. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned, and set the glass jar down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I fought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I've come to discover.
Wait a second. Mr. Edgeworth, I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from.
Just take the W.
Another witness?
Oh boy.
Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness.
What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking?
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
I forgot we get to see her again here.
Here we go. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, I think Shiny's missing it. Oh, that's right!
Witness, your name and occupation.
Oh!
Gotcha.
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Auntie boy, it's been 1 year since we last met, hasn't it?
Maybe the worst sprite in existence.
You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet? It was the Wicked Witch at the witness stand.
I totally forgot he doesn't know it's her when he calls her in.
I'll tell you this time I know what to do. So today I'm gonna tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Oh, stop shooting me! Oh, got me!
Shush! I'm talking to my dear Auntie Wenty right now.
Shot me right in the shoulder.
Don't interrupt that scram, or I'll shoot your shoulder too.
Yes, madam.
No, please! By all means interrupt her. Please!
She just shot me.
Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true they say that you are hot-headed nowadays, but not at all edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security guard at the hotel the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? Oh, I'm cringing hearing that name again. It was a great job being able to see my dear A1, and who you're calling cringe. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy with that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say it so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him.
They're the same age.
I'm only interested in a real man. One Korea.
But those two were the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Auntie Pooh. The sooner you're out of my hair, the better. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. There was something that was interesting by the act, you know. You know, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when it stopped. Okay, there we go. That's when someone showed up. There was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Mad on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Deja vu much?
Well, now we can definitely end this case. He did it! So Mr. Ungard came out from the victim's room.
See? It has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Ready for round 2, whippersnapper?
Go to the second statement.
What's up, Lord Shadow?
Press that one.
I found you, Baker.
Oh, press the wrong thing again. There we go.
Hold it. Something you were interested in? And just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. Ah, and FD, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Shout out a Yumu real quick. Okay.
Gossip?
This has something to do with the case. Then you get appended to your testimony.
looks like we shouldn't force it right
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
now. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Press that one.
Hold it. You saw my client? Are you sure about that?
Yes, see?
Really?
Annoying brat. When I saw someone, I saw that person.
I'm getting a sense of deja vu. Maybe to avoid a mess like last year, I should delve into this a bit further.
The person closed.
Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
Trust the man you are. If something like that matters.
But it does.
Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing? The thing?
That gaudy thing he always wearing. That racing jacket.
Hey, dude.
He was wearing that at the detention center too.
That thing meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Right.
So, Mr. Wright, where can I get one of those racing jackets? Was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
It was very important.
Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Objection! Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket to be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright. Witness, please.
Ah, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but I must.
Okay, so maybe the button?
On which statement?
This one right here. This is a new statement. So I would present the button.
Hiya!
Objection! This old bag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
Ah, it's fun number 2 on Japanese costume.
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
Ah! Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood.
She loves Die Hard.
This button was discovered on Mr. Engard's body during a full body search.
See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow that it was that rascal on guard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants.
See? See? And Asgard is the nickel samurai.
Witness! Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Engard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge me based on what I wear. If I were to fix it, to be able to resort to wherever, we were sad to put it out of the school rabbit. You could have a taste, right? I got a table cord stuck in my chest, let me tell you. That's heavy. So happy I was with the CD radio, but I keep doing that dude I was because I would have worked on my face. Don't you understand? Now take a new mirror. You can post up on this and dog me I'm cured. You should take it to that attempt anyway. Got bribed.
Nice. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. Do you need some water? So, what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Engard, the man, but Mr. Engard, the Nickel Samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway.
Miss Olbach, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Oopsie poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth thinking about.
Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Do
Nice.
not mimic my voice.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Alright, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would be convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn a Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
No sense.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Do you think there could have been someone else inside that costume?
Only one person can wear a costume. We've been through this.
Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things and don't blame me for being in that costume. Just like last year.
But the possibility does exist.
Ah, youngins today, I told you there is no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so, and what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as lifeless a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This one. Chris.
Hold it. Let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in a towel yet?
No, that towel is still covering my mic.
You don't need to think about. You don't need to think too hard on this one.
Huh?
There's a contradiction in their testimony, and it's hidden in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us.
Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first. But okay.
Mia, do you just want to take over?
You know, I don't think Mia has the credentials to stand in court because she's technically, you know, deceased.
No, she still has her ID and everything, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
No, I said keep going, not go back.
I didn't hear you say anything.
You didn't say anything at all.
Yeah, I was just like, is she thinking about it? Am I just scrolling through them all?
You already read that.
Yeah, we already did this.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. I know what it is now.
Okay.
It's on that, the one where it talks about the costume, how he was wearing the costume. We need to present the knife, because the knife wouldn't have fingerprints on it if he was wearing the costume, because the costume has gloves.
That works. No.
Objection!
Not that statement.
That, oh,
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
Huh? It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
It was the other statement, not that.
But he says he was in the costume, or she says he was in the costume. Objection denied. Wrong statement. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
Oops, that didn't go so well.
So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume.
You're talking about the last one, aren't you?
This
Yes,
one.
the last one, this one. This is where we present it.
Stop pointing that knife at me, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
It's sharp. It's probably a butter knife.
Still.
Please take a look at this knife.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal.
A knife? No.
You're trying to scare me with that. I have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because of the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I am driving at.
Is that really what you're driving at? Oh, I didn't even read the line. I just made a joke. Okay. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
If Mr. Angard was really in the nickel samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Objection! He probably took his gloves off before he began to stab.
Let me just get my fingerprints on this real quick. As I stab this man.
Objection! And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that.
However, there's one possibility.
Then let's hear your possibility.
It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax on top of the victim at the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still did take place.
It's well known that the defendant and the victim had bad blood between them.
Yes. I have heard of that. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When a defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory?
There's a contradiction.
This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony.
What are you babbling about?
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Angard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent.
The knife.
Take that! This knife. This was used by Mr. Engard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita.
I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At the time of the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be a glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? Hema, what's up?
Matt Ungard.
It's to frame my client, Mr. Engard, of course.
To frame...
Objection! Are you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
You got soft locked on this case? Oh no.
Objection! But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness?
Looks like I made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy?
You always make my life more difficult, you old windbag.
Witness! Did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Engard with the nickel samurai, his character on TV?
But I mean, I can't really do anything about that. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure.
Hmm? She wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai?
I know who she was waiting for.
Alright then. Who were you waiting around for then?
Why, she was waiting for me, of course.
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Kurita. Am I correct, witness?
No.
The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So Oldbag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Kurita.
Maybe, Phoenix. Maybe Oldbag was waiting around for that person.
If it's who I think Mia is hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you?
Adrian.
Maya, so you could
No.
kidnap her.
No.
No, it's me, Francisca Montana.
Oh, of course. I was waiting to snipe her.
No,
Right,
it's
I'm sure Ezra would be
Take that.
happy. I'm sure Ezra would be happy if old that got whipped by Von Karma.
Definitely. Who is this person? She's hot.
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Engard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... Well, this is... I see.
The judge seemed to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing.
Mr. Wright, you've stolen all the evidence. I'm taking this for myself.
No.
Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out.
I think you have to do that again because she has her helmet on.
Okay. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. You can probably just hold sworn to confidentiality stuff.
confidentiality.
Excuse me, I can't read big words sometimes.
Witness!
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality is the word you're looking for. What in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. Very bad feeling.
Behold the wrath of old bag, an old woman who can't read big words. I got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
Is she working for, like, TMZ? But what for?
Oh, just myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I can't not simply let this point slide.
I see. Very well, then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins. Behold, my confidentiality stuff.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old.
For real.
That young guy's one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. He not condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
I'm not so sure about that.
The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's about gossip. And isn't there a say, the truth is never pleasant?
Never heard of that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? Please tell me she's coming in today.
We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Phoenix smashes the competition.
Detroit?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right, I'm gonna something for your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire.
Oh my god, then Phoenix just casts Firaga.
Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone.
Danger zone.
Okay, keep going. It was that last statement that got me. The oh, and this is top secret. There was somebody else that witnessed this time.
Do you want to press or present?
Press.
Hold it. Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the case is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole in my brain, you'll never find it.
What if I set you on fire?
How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information?
Present evidence.
Not me to use dig. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Old Bag?
But why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Don't use dig on me.
Witness! I'm sad to say it, but this is how you found out this secret, isn't it?
Light his camera. Present.
Take that! The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note that she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing?
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then that we read on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to find.
And you are the one who took Miss Lotta Hart's note?
I'm a huge fan of wands. That's why. That infamous puffy-head whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on God. She says so herself. I'm God, his sidekick. She was so happy spotting a silly duck. I was like checking what she had written.
More like a fish.
Deepu, you believe me, don't you? I was like trying to help out like the angel I am. It's like one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come up with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine.
That's such a good line. Nice one, Edgeworth. I mean, well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her?
No, pile on more pressure.
Yes.
Punish the old
Set her on fire.
If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I had to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stall! Listen more carefully, you annoying brat. I took this piece of paper from that terrible and lonely trash can. That's all.
You're lying, damn it, I can prove it!
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
It's all back. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night.
The camera.
Take that! Miss Oldback. That note was with the camera inside the case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over the camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie, $16 camera just disappeared on me."
Why? Witness!
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it's the only logical that you have the camera too.
But Phoenix, the camera's in your pocket.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
How did she do that?
That's... You just took it out of my pocket?
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat nuts like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card and that's what I noticed it said. Slide back celebrity photographer extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I didn't know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a personal security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Bailiff! Check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the court.
Of course, have a look.
This is Skenna's favorite picture. I wish he was here. This is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you, that's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
I'm gonna put this photo in my pocket.
What does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth? Please teach me everything.
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ongar clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is...
The defendant.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
This photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's...
Something strange with it.
There's something strange with this photo.
I knew this was coming right.
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster.
Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, please look at this photograph one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? You're definitely not going to save state, right?
Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. Can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this picture anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Okay, Professor Oak from Pokemon Snap not liking anything. Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
This photo is a piece of shit. Go take another one.
No, it's
It
the
is-
feet. It's the feet.
It's clearly not wonderful.
What did you say it is?
It's the feet of the Nickel Samurai right there.
Maybe.
Take that! I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankle, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And what does that mean?
The Nickel Samurai in this photo could not have been Mr. Rengard.
What is the meaning of this?
Objection! I wanted you to care to elaborate with actual facts, that is.
Let's take a look at this Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Hakama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside the costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious.
Huh? What is?
Edgeworth is unusually calm today.
That's true.
He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride.
Along for the ride? What do you mean by that?
I can only think that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
Snipe him.
He doesn't feel under attack? Then he's not taking any damage?
He
He's a
keeps
ghost
blocking. He's camping. Mr. Edgeworth, stop camping. Where does this leave us?
My apologies, Your Honor, but I'm part Ninja. Or did you not know that?
No turtling. If the person in this photo is not Matt Ungard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
I thought it would come to this.
Stop saying
What?
Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of?
It's Adrian Andrews.
Who's the person wearing the nickel samurai costume?
Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple.
Cody Hackins.
What you should be focused on is Edward's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, why is he so calm? He's using calm mind.
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, it's Adrian again.
It is, but I want to check something real quick.
Okay.
Take that!
No, okay. Are you saying this is who you think was in the costume?
Well, I know there isn't a lot to back me up here, but...
Objection! Sometimes I wonder about you. Do you just pick the first piece of evidence you see?
Oh, I can't believe it. I didn't think you would mess up here of all places.
Arg. And I really thought I had it.
Me, I'd use glare.
Now then, would you care to try one more time? Okay, I wanted to see if she would get upset. But
Like, what the heck? Deja vu?
just like a year ago, try on the costume.
Take that!
Adrian Andrews.
You want to know who that nickel samurai is none other than this woman.
And why would you say it would be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her?
For starters, she's short,
Damn.
and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Engard that night.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. Certain knife with Mr. Engard's fingerprints all over it.
The knife that was used as a murder weapon?
Why don't you just say what it is you want, right?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense motions to indict Mr. Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order! 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 It looks like this trial has had a most unexpected development. Mr. Wright never just indicts somebody randomly. Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor?
this court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
Alright, this is it.
This is kind of bad for us.
Huh? What do you mean?
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day.
One more day? Ah!
Burgers.
If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court.
I don't know.
Well, here, I'll save and then you can pick. And we'll see. Go ahead.
Because I feel like if we wait and see, then Maya's gonna get killed, but Maya might have escaped from the last scene we saw. So, we might be fine. Let's raise an objection.
Now then. Oh, damn it.
Objection! Please, Your Honor, continue trial. You must pass the verdict today.
I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony. Oh,
Hold
Hold
it!
it!
That is me, Lexi. I abhor wasting such valuable time.
Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development.
Tisk tisk. Unexpected development?
Arrested development.
I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
And what do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan. Even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
Amelia, what's up? You 4 months Growlithe gang. Thank you, dude. How you doing?
What?
Whoa, 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 whoa. What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution lobby. She is the next witness.
Huh? Everything was planned out in advance by that man?
Yes, I'm big brain, thank you.
Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over.
Exactly.
Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. We're going to take a 5-minute recess.
Yep.
Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. I said 5, Your Honor.
I
Yeah.
said turn.
Who's that? My twin. Alrighty, 5-minute break. And then we'll come back to this.
Okie dokie.
I'm just gonna save state here. And BRB.
I still can't believe this whole time my headset was muted itself and not my computer.
Of course it was.
Dumb moment. Dumb, give me gum. Yep. I'll be back. BRB as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
No, no, don't lick my computer, doggy. No, no,
Welcome
no,
back.
no, doggo, no.
What is
My,
happening?
my dog is sniffing my laptop. I know you're curious, but no. But you're so cute. Cute doggo. I guess we're just waiting on Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably playing PokeMMO in the bathroom again.
Could
He
be.
tells us he still hasn't gotten that set up yet.
I still remember the last time I said that out of nowhere. I just heard. I heard that. Excuse me. Sounds like he's back. Maybe.
Hello?
Hello?
I heard noises.
Hello?
I heard noise. There he is. Yep, I heard noises. I knew I heard noises.
It wasn't me. I was muted until I said hello. Let's see. There was bacon made, so I had to make some BLTs.
Sounds
Nice.
good.
Yes,
Little
the judge has
BLT,
to eat.
Classic.
Yeah. Nice and easy.
There better be there better be mayonnaise with that.
It's the only time I use mayonnaise, actually.
Yeah.
'Cause you kinda have to.
BLT without mayonnaise.
Right. Let's see. Are we all good?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I was also about to say, like, if you don't have mayonnaise with BLT, then I would stare at you menacingly.
That's fair. Oh, let me get my thing ready. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way. Not cool and calculated Adrian Andrews.
Molested, not calculated.
She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easily access to the knife you used at dinner, was her.
So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time.
See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama.
Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her?
Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida.
But why? I thought she was buds with Juan.
She has her own agenda.
Her own agenda? What are you talking about?
I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of the day.
Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? One refreshing, one dude.
Phoenix. You think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right?
Yes. Miss Andrews depended on this impact for her strength and will to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it.
It is Juan Carita, the victim of this murder.
And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corita. All to get the suicide note back.
That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me.
What?
Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Mr. Andrews' codependency with regard. What?
Mr. Andrews.
Mr.
I just saw
Andrews.
that one.
She's
I was
married?
like-
Dang it.
I was like looking at it twice. I was making sure.
Yep, I see it.
I didn't even get to finish.
Whoops.
That threw me off. I didn't even get to finish my line. But okay, move on.
I didn't say because I was like, wait a minute. I was worried that was also in the remaster too.
It was?
Moving on.
No, I don't know what. I don't know the one.
It was Edgeworth.
It's like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let it
Alright,
go down
it's
yet.
Edgeworth. Hold on, guys. Give me just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna multitask here too. Like, I gotta put away laundry.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back.
Yes. Court will now reconvene as I eat this sandwich. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Your Honor.
I do what I want.
The person to be possible witness subpoenaed by this court. Mrs. Adrian Andrews, the person discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room. I was tempted to read that in the opposite. Mr. Adrian Andrews arrested Mrs. Juan Carita. What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ungar.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes, sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. And would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
I have it right here. Ah, no. I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land.
If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Yes, I was seeing Mr. Carada. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But it was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
But I didn't get him. syndrome.
Hmm?
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Mr. Andrews.
Very well then, witness. Please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place.
It was at the time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body, and I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
You poured yourself a glass of juice?
Juice.
Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving one thing.
And that was the fingerprint on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
Yes, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pace.
Disrupt her pace?
She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on her offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand?
Don't let her turtle you like Edgeworth did.
It was the time. Oh yeah. Keep going.
This is a cross-examination, Lexi.
Keep going.
You foolish fool.
Press that one. Throw her off.
Hold it. You were in shock?
What? Was I not supposed to be?
Ms. Andrews is a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Corita.
Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't just expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked.
Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
What? Odd.
I agree. I mean, I see.
Okay. Keep going. Press on that one.
Hold it! Juice?
Juice.
Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it.
I was feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without the...
Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Corita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, right?
And what's of it? My mind was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
What was she starting to say just now?
Press further.
No, it's probably nothing.
That's fine.
Miss Andrews.
I did think for a second it said Mr. Andrews there.
Oh my god.
I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was.
Actually, so would I.
I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? That one right there? This mess of glass shards?
It was originally on top of the dresser. But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. That doesn't add up right.
Why would you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry, I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more. I didn't touch anything else.
Excuse me for a moment.
Alright. Present. The guitar case.
Interesting. Am I waiting for him to come back?
Okay.
Are you sure it's not, like, the knife?
No, it's not a knife.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's see.
I have returned.
Alrighty.
Objection! You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct?
Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there some problem with what I said?
It's not some problem, it's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly why it's so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the cake should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case.
And what is that?
let's take another look at this photograph at the crime scene. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor.
And what is wrong with that?
If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not the outside the case.
Objection! What is your point, right? But the case is closed at the time the vase was knocked over. Is that all?
Objection! No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else.
No.
Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say that she didn't touch the guitar case.
Objection! But this whole map of the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found in the studio. It has no bearing in this case at all.
That may very well be. However, an empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case.
It seems that there's no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Make her testify.
The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle.
I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this. But it is you.
I can't believe I'm doing this either.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe it's not butter. Alright, I'll follow along. For now, Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember it too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar
The guitar face?
guitar case. I was about to say guitar bass. Guitar case. After I knocked over the vase.
Your
guitar
Honor, I think
lace?
the witness is having a seizure.
Okay, that's actually not good if I'm having a seizure. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
It looks like this wasn't, or it looks like this really wasn't a very important point.
This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting.
Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination.
Using any way to change the topic is a... Yeah, excuse me. Using any way to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man.
Edgeworth, how many wins do you have over us? Oh yeah, none.
I am not weak. I am not weak.
Alright, keep going. Present the guitar case, because it doesn't have her fingerprints on it, it has one's fingerprints on it.
Take this
If
guitar
she says
case.
she touched it,
Objection! There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case.
oh wait, why would you say that?
It's elementary, my dear.
Okay.
It's elementary, my dear.
But the only fingerprints on the guitar case are those of the victim.
What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the cake.
What do you mean?
I'd like to speed up and slow down on me. What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the award ceremony. So of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
I see. Well,
No,
Mr.
that
Wright,
doesn't make sense because her fingerprints
let
were
me
on the
finish
front
my
glove.
line.
Strange.
It seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
No, that's strange.
You might know everything about to do, but that's not gonna help you. It's just everything I know about you do. Strange, isn't it?
You're wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange?
Why is that strange?
Why is everybody saying strange?
Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves on the time? The wine glass?
Got her fingerprints.
Take that! I am here to prove right here. This wine glass.
The wine glass?
You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case?
Oh, no, her glasses. Oh, she's got more. I barely heard that. It was a tiny little at the end.
Barely hear that.
It's a good thing she has so many extra pairs of glasses.
Yeah.
Order! Order! Order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
Hmm? What do you mean?
I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here.
But it's just an empty case.
I wonder if it really was empty though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio.
Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar.
You don't mean it was the bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either.
Oh my god, Phoenix, you dumbus. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case...
Objection! Your Honor, this is obviously the witness's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic, and rule us all into its misguided.
Objection! No, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
Objection! You are so sure, right? I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has aided at all with this murder.
Can you do that, Mr. Wright?
Well... Let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in a case.
The bright red guitar not being the only thing. Yeah, just like the costume can be anyone, there can be other things in the case. You don't mean...
There's no flash guitar in there. Objection! So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty. Is that it, right?
I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove.
Like that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder?
Where's that bottle of pepper?
There's no bottle of pepper.
Dang it. It was Pearl Fay.
No, the Lotus photo or the Nickel Samurai.
Her photo?
Where's the photo? That one. Was in it.
Take that!
This is a photograph? This was in the guitar case?
Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor.
In this picture?
It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I am proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume.
What?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself. And where's this music coming from?
Right. Are you sending the witness over the guitar case to check out a costume? What an insane plot point would there be doing something like that?
That insane point would be wear the costume, of course. Ms. Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Ms. Andrews?
I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea?
Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop.
She was hungry.
And in the end, she managed to get the shot, correct?
You mean this photo? This shitty photo? Order! Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Felix.
Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Objection! Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt on guard. What if something in the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside a guitar case of all places.
True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
It was a spare costume.
Mr. Guard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one.
What?
Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Dude, I used double T.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would be that the victim himself had planned to bring this spare to the ceremony.
But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Gemin ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
So that's what he's intended.
Objection! What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue?
Huh? No, I just...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you.
Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai's spare costume to the hotel was...
The conference ticket?
Take that!
What is this?
On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a
Press conference.
Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at his conference.
I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right?
But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Engard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
But how can that be?
The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was a setup. By none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself.
The victim?
Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai.
He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would he do such... But why would the victim do such a thing?
That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference.
The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I wish he was going to reveal something about himself.
Which means that Juan Corrida, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Madame Guard.
Yes, I guess that is what it would mean.
But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure.
Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me?
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one he had asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
I had to bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he had lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had it in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What?
And do you know what the secret of Mr. Ungard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Ah, I see.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all.
Protect Mr. Engard.
And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. The button and the knife, that stands out.
This does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If there are no objections, I feel that I can pass a verdict based on this testimony. Now then, Mr. Wright, if you please.
Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down.
Okay, so that fourth statement about the button and the knife, I want you to press on that one.
Okay.
Hold it. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then what about the button?
The button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and the murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the fleece of Matt Takama. Isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Thank goodness Mia can still look at me.
With an icy stare, yes.
She got telepathy after she died.
Breaking the fourth wall!
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
I could read your thoughts, Phoenix.
We need an autopsy report, at this statement right here. One's autopsy report. That one, yes. Present that.
Objection! This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Strangulation?
I thought he was strangled with a banana.
The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean?
Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it. which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume. When?
After the knife was stuck into the victim.
Exactly, which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Phoenix right, Miss Andrews. There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off a victim's already dead body.
Order! Order! What's the meaning?
Objection! What's the meaning of this, right?
That's what I was gonna ask.
So once the blood was torn off the body after the victim had already died, what does that change?
Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve?
What purpose?
We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it?
Mr. Wright, does this mean... Does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it? To have a memento?
On guard.
You sure you didn't want a memento?
No.
So funny.
I don't want to decrease your stats and then kill myself in game.
There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Engard. There is no way anyone would have put a bloody button in their own pants.
I mean, you did when you...
Weird.
That's right, Phoenix right. Mr. Engard was set up. By the real killer, of course.
And the real murderer is... I'm supposed to say murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then?
Fine.
The real murderer is...
The real murderer.
I can't believe I managed to bring up this trial all the way up to this point.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end.
The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. Engard, is...
Adrian again.
Will Powers.
No!
No!
Wendy Oldbag. Wait. Security lady? I'm pretty sure her real name is Wendy Oldbag. What? Okay.
Take that! Mrs. Adrian Andrews,
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
I choose you! You are Mr. Pritchard's killer!
Adrian Andrews!
What? What?
I don't know what move she would have. Order! 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 Mr. Wright! This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews.
What? Well, preposterous. You can't say any of that on TV.
I can't, can I? Would you care to test me?
Then, what about the knife?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ungard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you.
Then what about the gun? That was found in that Hakakama. Hakakama, I don't know.
Hakama.
Hakama, whatever.
In his Hakuna
This
Matata.
body was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ungard was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama.
That's like 6 pairs of glasses.
The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Ungard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Mrs. Andrews.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
No,
Objection! But Miss Andrews' fingers were nowhere to be found in the guitar case. It was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
That's right. Phoenix right.
That's because she did not intend to leave any fingerprints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed and confused discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Ungard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not?
Aren't you short?
Hey,
Are you standing on a box right now?
please stop.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Got her this time.
Miss Andrews?
I refuse to testify.
What was that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What?
Phoenix, you didn't know about the 5th?
Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Engard's room,
Adrian Andrews.
Yes?
Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood?
Right. Hmm.
that's it. That's when Franziska planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad.
You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done.
Something I haven't done?
What's wrong, Bride? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything that a good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial.
Circumstantial?
Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Prove that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Karita.
Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Karita?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
No! She's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do?
Mia, help me!
Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer, not murder like I said before, has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof.
But that's not true.
In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess.
Recess?
Yes, Mr. Wright. Dibs on the swings. I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter.
I have adjournment.
And at tomorrow's trial,
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Hold it! Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial.
What are you sweating for? Your client's gained one more day to live, isn't he?
That's not it. This isn't about that. Edward, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let this trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya...
But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
Objection! It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you...
It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, it is a topic of conversation where something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of. That she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, that is very true, but...
Actually, there is one little thing I am curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, and?
I cannot but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice.
Oh my god, a dead body. Oh hey, V8.
So, my actions were unusual, but I've already...
Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. I heard the end of that.
Yep.
Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness.
Let me think about that. So, Lexi, was today the day you had to be done at a certain time?
Yeah, but we still got time.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he a friend or foe? I just don't know.
What a poet.
And I just didn't know it.
Right? The court acknowledges that Mia Fey's got some crazy poetry skills. Acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please.
That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was just sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought that he was dead. The thought that he was dead did cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left.
No. What the heck is going on in that brain of yours?
Now then, Mr. Wright. What was that?
My brain is doing the cha-cha-cha.
Stop doing the cha-cha-cha and begin your cross-examination.
Cha-cha slide.
So, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, here we need to present the crime photo.
Objection! So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him?
Not at all.
Discord strikes again.
Speak up, witness.
Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body?
What is the meaning of this?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor?
No, that's why I asked.
There is a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Koreeda's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man.
Well, you see,
I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then, so nonchalantly, go pour something in the drink.
Oh, Juan, do you have a butter knife stuck in your chest again? You silly man. Your point is?
Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie was proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer.
That was great. I heard the beginning and the end. It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt Ungard, is not guilty after all.
but that's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me, I'll tell you. It was Matt, I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan.
But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? Spill, sister.
I refuse to testify.
Then there's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Ungard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated.
Is it over? Have we found the truth at last?
What's wrong, Phoenix?
Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't.
Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ungard, and nobody interrupt me this time. God damn it!
Objection, bitch.
Fucking Edgeworth!
Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass on a verdict at this time.
What? I'm trying to go to dinner. It's like 4 o'clock.
The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth.
The absolute real truth. What are you...
Witness, don't you understand yet?
Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head. But as long as you protect yourself for your silence, Mountain Guard will go free, and in his place, you will be the guilty. You are the guilty party.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
What?
I told it. If I spoke, then it would be all over, and then that would never be declared guilty.
What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francisca von Karma.
Huh?
Don't you remember Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
Then, right now, Miss Andrews is...
Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on guard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them.
Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All you have to do now is get her not guilty. That's my only priority.
It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please. Someone help me.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
the court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do.
What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime.
Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else that could be except the woman crying over there, right?
Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Force Andrews to testify?
I had to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews? I would like to know what you're really hiding.
Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Sure, Mr. Ungar will get an acquittal, but in his place, you will be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end?
Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me.
That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
You're wrong.
Such a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court.
Stop.
Mr. Edgeworth!
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness.
What?
And because of this illness, she had tried to commit suicide in the past.
Stop. Please, stop.
No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here.
That.
That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report.
What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews.
Phoenix!
Ross?
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, spaghettios.
I guess...
I guess Wright forgot to pay his phone bill.
If you can hear us, try leaving the call and coming back. Oh no, he's gone silent. Mr. Wright, I refuse to let you mime out the rest of this case. Use your words. He's still in the call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is happening?
I don't know.
Cross. Cross! Cross!
No.
Let's see. I'm gonna...
So yeah, like you're being starts at 6, right, Lexi?
Let's see.
We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got time.
Ross,
God!
I was going to... Actually, let me end the call and then I'll call you right back.
Okay.
alright. You alright? What happened?
I don't know, the Wi-Fi just got cut off on my phone.
Oh no. What an
Alright.
awkward time that happened. What an awkward...
Alright, so we'll just start with this.
Excuse me.
Alright, I'm back.
Alrighty.
The secret of her codependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world.
Please, please stop! I beg you. If people find out, I'll.
If you're going to say we choose death, that is of no concern to me.
Damn, Edgeworth is ruthless.
Edgeworth, how can you be so cold?
However, before you die, I would pull the truth from your breathing lips. No matter what I have to do.
Mm,
So, you teleport yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk, but please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume.
Stab the body with the knife? But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
Who? What do you mean by all of this?
It might take this for a little while to understand, but... this is the truth. And nothing but the truth.
The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man, and I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time?
So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Carita, in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime.
What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer?
Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination.
Press on everything.
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 Hold it. Like, you could tell from the state of the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
Hold it. What is this plan you had?
And right away, the murderer was Matt. I knew because one, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So the fourth piece of the evidence were the knife and the blood.
The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife.
Hold it. That was so you could get the knife, correct?
The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time.
Dude.
Matt, so I slipped in. I took the knife and returned to the scene of the crime.
Hold it. So you were the one who stabbed the victim with that knife.
It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. That's when I stabbed Juan's dead body. I suddenly realized something. If I use the button somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect.
So you got to rip the blinds off and then planted it in Mr. Elmgar's Hackam.
Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they?
Hold it. An inconvenience?
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. Lotta.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta.
Don't bet all your spikes, you're gonna be spikeless. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
Oh, what?
That's Miss Oldbag for you.
I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certainly weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
Hold it. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct?
Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is this secret?
That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Unguard's room and planted the button? Hakama.
Hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it.
My word! What does all this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Ungard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Franziska, huh?
He said that I should under no circumstances confess to what I had done. That even if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer.
Wait, Your Honor. The fence still...
Objection! Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything.
Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright.
But...
I said let it go. Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning.
Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately.
Also, bailiff, clean up all these pieces of glasses. There's like 20 pairs at this point. That's all. Court is adjourned for today, and I swear to God if anybody interrupts me. Good. I went to dinner. I'm done with this shit.
Today's trial, it's over. Didn't win an acquittal.
Witness, would you mind if I ask you something?
Edgeworth?
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It had my interest for quite some time now.
Is that the fourth and final Blue Eyes White Dragon?
What exactly is it?
That's my line. What exactly?
Oh, this?
What exactly is it?
Mr. Wright also asked about this.
Can I spit my lines?
Although I didn't remember it at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remembered just now. I found this in the room on that day.
The room?
Room?
That day? That day?
Yes. I found the card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card, if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why.
Hold it! Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry!
Edgeworth?
Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This... I can't believe you hid this from me all this time!
She's been waving it around for the past, like, half hour, bro.
I didn't mean to... What's this all about?
Never seen such an emotional Edgeworth in my entire life. That card. What in the world is it? And what does it mean?
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Maybe.
Oh
And
no.
day one is done.
Oh,
I forgot how long
no.
that part is. Definitely. Let me make sure I save here.
Yep.
And save here.
Oh, I know who we're gonna run into next time. Why?
Wait, why do you know?
Because I saw the list of people.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Well, we'll get there
Go
eventually.
ahead and do it once.
No, I'm gonna save it. I gotta save it. Alright, so we're gonna take off next week, and we'll continue this the following week. Oh, this case. I wanted to get to a specific point, but we'll get there next time we do this. Oh, thank you
Alright.
guys for watching. Thank you guys for voicing, as always.
Of course.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And we will catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.